Welcome to Green Living Innovations YouTube channel. And in today's presentation, I want to show you how you can use Microsoft Power BI to get more insights of your data. You can use Power BI to analyze how your business is performing and to make decisions on the advert performance. So we are going to walk through a few different things today. We are going to use data from Excel, we import it into Microsoft Power BI, analyze and make some visuals. And what good would visuals be and reports be unless we could show it using the visuals, not so, as well as we share it to others. So we are going to share and publish the data that we are going to make to other members within our environment, those who are relevant, and these third parties, they really need to know how our business is doing. So let's start analyzing data. We could analyze some of the sales data from Roy Cafe. So let me open the worksheet where I'm having this so that I can orient you very well. Right here I'm in Roy Cafe's report, as you can see. So before we get the data into Power BI, I want to just give you a preview of what the data is looking like so that you can know what we are working with today. So we have the number of countries here where we sell our products. You know, Roy Cafe, we produce a lot of yummy and tasty cookies there. We have chocolate chips. If you come here, let me try to show you some favorites that we have. We have chocolate chips, Fortune, oatmeal, we have sugar, and we even have white chocolate macadamia nuts. We have a lot. Then in the third column, we have the unit sold, the revenue that we've generated, the costs, and the revenue also as well per cookie. Now on total everything. So we have this, the profit, the debt, the number of months, the name there of the month, and the year 2019, right? This is the data that I want to interact with. Then, since I'm just having these months here, I want also to show you how you can link this data in Microsoft Excel to the data which is on the website, since we can have different sources of data. Alright, one of my sources of data here is Wikipedia, where I want to see this, the number of countries here. So I'm having the country names and the number. This is the population, geographic population there. Then I'm having the source and I like even the notes about that. Great. So I want to link this together. Right. Now that we have taken a look at what type of data we are going to be working with, let's go ahead now and click on the Power BI Microsoft Excel. So you can open Microsoft Power BI, and here we are in Power BI Desktop. So let me try to use my experience and orient you some. Let me start from here. As you can see, we're having the home button, the file button here, and once you click on that, I'm having the save, and these are like options. Then I'm having the home button, and under the home button, I'm having the get data, Excel workbook, and these other functions that we are going to interact with. Then I'm having insert, modeling. I can model my data. Then the view, then down here I'm having a report view. Then beneath here I'm having data view and mod view. Then to my right far hand I'm having filters here. If I click on this, I can expand that. I'm having filters, the visuals, I can also expand them. Which visual do I want to work with in my data? Then even the data itself, whatever we're going to do, the queries must come here. So for those who have used a Power Pivots before in Power Query, you're going to see that yes, we are doing a little bit something close to it, something similar. So if you are so fluent in Power Query, this is just a walkover for you. Alright, so we have this data. Let me try to minimize this so that my screen can be a little bit enlarged to your side. Great. So I'm having add data to your report. We can't do anything here. We can't have visuals without having the data. So first of all, we need to put data from our databases, wherever it is, and bring it in here. Great. So once you click on home button here, you can see that we are having get data here. The first option here is get data. So once I click on get data, it's telling me to get data from different sources from Excel workbook, from DataSave, yeah, from Blankquery, and I'm having more options. Once I click on more options, I have to wait for it to load very well, and it is going to give me other options. All right. So here I need to connect that. Say connect. Once I say connect, that is going to happen, right? Okay. Okay, I'm going to import data, saying new here, then come to the web. Just like I said, we have to wait for it to load. Then I go ahead and press that and click on OK. Okay, I'll have to wait for it to load and wait for it to connect. Alright, so here it is opening my navigator. So let me see what it's going to give me and what can be the preview of all that. There it is. Yes, it has given me all this. It's giving me the table 1, table 2, and this, but I don't want this. All in all, I can just get this one. Let me see how the sovereign states and dependencies is looking like. It looks pretty good, and this is what I'm looking for. I need to have the country name, the rank, the population, and all that. Great, that looks pretty good. Let me simply click on OK. Alright, let's wait for it to load and see what it's going to say. So it is now processing the query, and in the query it is asking me to determine, but automatically it can transform that. But I also need to do some adjustments to it. That's all. Alright, good. Let's try to drive in this data. Let's see what's at the far end here. So on the ABC nodes, as you can see, this is the data from that, and I'm having the population in this column. There, the rank here, just like the way it appeared. Now, one more thing is that I don't need these other columns from here. All I need is just the population, and what I need is the country dependence, right? So I need to remove this. So simply click on that and come on top here. I'm having remove columns. So I've removed that. Same with this population in percentage. I'm going to remove that. I don't need that. Same with the date. I don't need that. Alright. The sources and all these, as well as the notes. I don't need that. Alright. So this is basically what I just want. This is I need in this whole data. Just need these 2 columns. Alright. One more thing with this, what I've just remained with is that ROI cookies is just not in every country here. So to make my work much more easier, I'll just come here and filter it off. So I'm going to unselect all, but all the countries that I want is, I am going to type Mexico in here, search for it, because I can start going down, but I want Mexico here. I'll bring Mexico down there, then say okay. Alright, let me see that. I'm only having Mexico, not so. Okay, apart from Mexico, let me add something like US. We have also in America there, we have United States. So let me put United States. Down there it is, then I'm going to click on OK. Again, let me wait for it. And what else do I need? I need more countries. We have Germany. We have some openings in Germany there. Alright. Let me put German there. We also need the France there. Okay, then apart from France, we also need Germany. We say German there. We need German to come in. Alright. And what else? We have our outlets in USA, we have France, we have Germany, we have Mexico, and I think all these, right, and Canada. Yeah, I just wanted to forget the last one that we opened recently in Canada. Then simply click on OK. So I'm having these 5 countries here with the population. Great. Basically, this is just I wanted to get this is the data that I really wanted to get from the web, and I've brought it in here. Now I have the number of countries associated with the population. So let's try to connect this to my cookie sales table. Let's simply click on here. See the cookies sales here on top here. Yeah, and this is the data that is having. I'm having the countries, right? So to combine this data, I need to merge these queries. I need to merge the queries. So come here on top, this far end of your screen here, you're going to see merge queries. Once you click on that, wait for it to load, alright? Then you're going to see that it is saying that select a table matching columns to create a merged table. So I'm trying to create a relationship in here. So what is in line with everything that I want is the column for countries. So in down here, let me try to pick, this is a sovereign state and dependence. And let's say, alright, then all I want here, instead of the population, but I don't have population in the first table, so all I have is that. Then this is the privacy level, but I'm going to say ignore this because it's just for me, right? Just for me and my company, and we are all good with that. Then it is trying to estimate the matches based on the data preview, which is going to give us, and it's saying that as it has matched 0607 of 607 rows from the first table. So from the first table, I'm having 607 contacts there, and it has merged that. So we'll go ahead and click on OK and wait for it to load. And the sovereign state dependence there, which is the first one, but this one is not making much sense to me. So let's get in here and try to rename that. So click on the sovereign state and right click and click on rename. Say, let's say country name, country and population. Right, let's do that. Let's get back to cookies now where we are. So all I want to do in here is I want to change now this, instead of sovereign whatsoever, let me try to update it and say it's the country dependence, country or dependence. Alright, just like that, and say OK. Alright, then it is going to give me the names of the countries there, and it is also giving me the population. Alright, so I can double click on that and edit it at say population, just say population, and I double click on here and let me say a country name. Right, okay, that looks pretty good, and I've applied all that. So if I get back to this history, it is telling me everything that I've simply done to this here. Alright, but I'm having Canada here, and I'm having the repetition of this, not so. Alright, so let me try to remove this one. Can I remove this column here? Yeah, so that I can just deal with the population, and that looks pretty good. Okay, this is now all that I wanted to do. So I've transformed my data, and I brought in data from Wikipedia, and I connected the Wikipedia data to my cookies sales data. So I'm pretty satisfied now. So all we can do is to come here under file and click on close and apply, and let's wait for it to load. Here we are waiting for it to load, and it just going to land me in here. As you can see, as it is loading, it is giving me all the tables, all the data where I got the country and population and the cookie sales here. So I need to wait for it. I need to be a little bit patient for it to download the data and bring it into Microsoft Power BI desktop. Alright, so it has just landed us on this page here, on the canvas here. Alright, so this is a blank page, and let me try to give you a little bit of a description of everything that is in here. I believe I oriented on some of these things, just this new part where it is saying build visuals with your data. All right, let me try to enlarge this, bring onto this visuals and the data. So even if I minimize this on the data bar, you can see that I'm having the country and population here, and if I click on it, let me try to bring it down, just giving me the country or dependence. These are the columns that I'm having, and in cookie cells I'm having the cost and all these, right? This is the data. So I made the relationship, and Power BI has detected that yes, I made the relationship, and that's why it is bringing all these things together in this. Alright, now I want to build my report. Let's go ahead and start building some visualizations to help us make decisions based on the business data that we've just linked. So on top here on the file, you can see that you're having all this get data, but try to go almost at the middle of your screen. You're having something like text box. So click on there and you are going to have a text box dropped in here. So we need to type in here, and let me say this is Roy Cafe report. Let's say Roy Cafe sales report. Alright, so I can increase the size of that. Let me put it at least to 20 so that it can be readable, and I want it to be, since it's the headline, I can interact with all this. I can change the font and everything that I want. I can change that. Let me try to make it a little bit bold. Okay, and do that. Say 20. Good. That 20 looks pretty good. Let me try to drag it in here, make it bold, and let me reduce this. Okay, so that's my title. I've started building my dashboard here. Right, so we need now to get some visuals. What I want to look at first is our profit, right? Is our profit. So I'll go here to the data that I'm having, and this is the sum of the profit. This is what I want to look at. Then, as you can see, it is there saying the sum of the profit. So the sum of profit, as we can see, let's wait for it to load. Alright, good. For that here, Power BI has predicted that this was the most likely that I wanted to see, because it has given me the bar chart here. So if I click on it, I just move my cursor in it, it's saying the sum of profit, and it's just like that. Alright, so I can change all this the way I want it to be using the visuals. If I want to use, let's say, the stacked column chart, I can use that. Alright, I can do that. What else can I do? Now I see it shows by year, right? As you can see, it's saying by year. If I come in here, that's automatically by year. Then I want to see something by date. By date, so I'll just come here on calendar and say it's a month. Right? Let me see it by month. Then it is going to give me that. Let me try to increase the screen so that you can see. It is giving me the sales, and we're going to see that in October we sold all that, and in May the business was down. Alright, so that we can see it even under the visuals, we can come in there and do it. Now bar chart works well, but I prefer a line chart, right? So I can go to the visuals and pick a line chart. So let me do that. Let me expand this, go for visuals and pick, I want to pick the line chart. Okay, line chart is just second here. Say, alright, let it be like that. And as you can see, yeah, it is like that. Then if I want to use the area chart, it's going to be like that. If I want to use a stacked area, then it is also going to look like that. If I want to combine the line and the stacked column chart, it is also going to look like that. Alright, so I want to use the line chart for the meantime, as it looks pretty good like that. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to create a view of all the geographies where we are located, and I want to see the profit of each location. Right, so I'll click anywhere here outside that, then I'll come on the map here. Okay, so I'm having the map right here. I'm having the map right here. So what I'm going to put in there is the country, because I want to see the country name. Alright. Okay, if you can't load that, you can see that. Okay, if you can see that, you can click on File. Once you go to File, we need to activate that. Then we're going to go into Options and Settings, then to Global Security. Here we are in Options, and click on Options again. Wait for it to load for these options to come out. Okay, so in here, after going there, let's find Global. Alright, let's try to find Global. Okay, let's mark that and click on OK, and let's see how it is going to work. Let's wait for it to load. Alright, there we are. The map has just loaded there, and I can increase its size. Yeah, let me try to increase it a little bit. Now I'm having some spots there, as you can see. If I bring the cursor there, it's telling me the location of now which country is that. So to add more to it, I say that I want to see the profit that I've just made by each country, because this is just the country, as you can see, just the name. Then let me add the profit of it. Let me add profit to it. Alright, so if I come in here, I can see that Canada, I'm having the sum of profit of that. Alright, so this is very easy to present my data, and it looks pretty good. Now I want to see profit by that, and I've showed you that. Now I need a table that will show me the population and the units sold from the population. Remember why I dragged that values here is I want to use that data. Alright, so I'll go to the table here. This is my table for me. I'm going to say that, so click anywhere within this Canva there, then come on the table here. We need a table, just going to be in there. Now as you can see, this is the preview of the table, and I haven't inserted anything. So what I want to see, I say that I want to show the population and the units sold. So in the table, I'm going to drag in the country name first. So I'm going to put the country there. As you can see, it is giving me Canada, France, and alike. So what else do I need to put in there? I need to put in there the units sold. I need the units sold to be in there, and we're going to see that each country I sold something like that. Then one thing that I want to add more is the population in here in the country. So I'm having that population at all. Okay, that also looks pretty good. So this one I can do a lot with it. Yeah, I can add the slicers and the like. I can even increase its size. Not so. Yeah, I can increase its size. Yeah. Right. Good. So the last thing that I need is I need to insert a chart bar here, the bar chart. For the bar chart, I want to look at the sales by product. So I'll go to the bar chart. I need to find the bar chart here. Start bar chart. Okay, this looks pretty good. What about that? Okay, so let me drag it a little bit down. Sorry, I've just changed that. So let me redo that and click anywhere within this Canva here and say I need to work on that. I need to work on this table here. Then I said I need to bring in the products of it. So I'll go and find the product. First of all, click on product, then it's going to give me that. Then the profit of each product, I need to bring in the profit. Where is my profit here? It is just right here. So I'm having the by profit. Yeah. So this is the budget in my visuals. Now that I've inserted all that different visuals into my report, I can introduce what we call slicers. If I want to present and make my data presentation so easy, I can come into slices. I can insert that. So before I introduce the slicers in here, let me explain this. As you can see down here, down the visuals, we are having all these. Having the column. So if I want, I can drag this column down here, and you're going to see that the column has come this far. But for good presentation, I need the column name to be on top, and it can come there. Maybe I need to start with the population, then the sum of the population behind, like that. Good. In the table thing, it is looking pretty good, and here I can see that the chocolate chips. Yes, true that it performed very well. Even here, by that I can see it. The business was pretty good. So let me quickly introduce the slicers here. I'll get back to my videos and come on slicer here. I can click on it. Alright, then that I can use that same one maybe to be my slicer, but this one I want it to be my table. So let me just try to reduce the size of this very table so that I can leave space for my slicers. Alright, so let me click in here and bring in the slicer there. Alright, this looks pretty good. And for the slicer, I want to deal it with the names, right? The names of the countries. So I'm going to bring in the data here, and I can do it maybe by month if I want, but I want to do it with the country. I want to do with the country. Okay, so if I just want to see how many sales we made in United States, I'm just going to click on there and wait for it to load, and as you can see, everything is moving. If I come to Mexico, it is going to give me that only for Mexico. For France, even the map is going to move and locate where France is, right? And Canada. So these are different types of locations. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point of time, we've developed all this, which is very nice, and it looks pretty good. So we can use the slicers. Alternatively, if I don't want to use the slicers, I can just click in anywhere in here. If I click on that, it can change, right? So if I want to deactivate that, maybe I don't want to use that, let me just reduce the size of these slicers. But if I click anywhere within this Canva here where there is no data, it is going to give us the data back. Or one more thing that we would love to do now is that, yes, I've worked on it, but I wanted it to look a little bit so professional, so I can simply come in here on the view button here, and I can change the way it must look. Maybe this, I need to look like that, let me try. I love the executive one. Yeah, then this is the views. Maybe I want the bloom here where you have the background looks like that. Okay, let's wait for it where it looks like that, so that that is a little bit eye-catching, right? But so you can change to everything that you want it to be, so you can use that maybe. All right, if you have others, you can integrate in them, you can bring in them in here. All right, so this is my data now. This is what I want to share. So the next thing is to save this. First of all, I can just come on file here and save. Yeah, let me save this as final report. This is my final report after doing the analysis, and I'm going to save that, and I'm going to say apply changes, right? Okay, now what if I want to publish it? As it is saving, let me explain one more thing to you. If I want to publish it, I have people that I work with, right, that needs to see this. It's not always that we should have physical contacts so that they can see what I'm trying to present or sharing my screen. I can just send them direct to their emails, right, or to the work environment or workspace that we just created on Microsoft. So Microsoft allows people to create a workspace environment where you can log in and you can start having a chat and share documents with the whole team there. So the power of Power BI comes from being able to work with others and being able to publish reports so other people can see it and add other people to it. So to simply publish that, you can click on File. Let's wait for this to finish. You need to simply click on File here. Once you click on File, then we have Publish here, right? We have Publish here. So you can click on Publish, and you need to pick Publish to Power BI. All right. You wait for it to load, then enter your email address. So you can just simply put your email address there and simply continue. Let me put the one for info. Let me put just this one for the twin living. But then I say continue. So I'll wait for it to load a little bit, and it is going to ask me to select that, and I'm going to pick that. So